What's up, fellas?
What up, brothers?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up? Nothing much. It's Thursday. Couple more days. We got quite a few people already hopped on. That's awesome. Todd, are you doing the dirt? Are you taking names down?
I will.
Yeah, if you don't
I will.
mind.
I will get them on here.
Awesome.
Chris Harrelson's not in the club, so don't check his name down.
Yeah. Looks like we got Harrelson first one on again tonight. He has like 15 streams strong where he's been the number one. Scott Gibbons is on here
for that.
I know, man. We got to hook him up. Hook him up with something.
Daryl, that's Ned Clutter. He's new.
This guy's new here.
Yeah,
if you look at the bottom left.
If you look at the little writing below Ned Clutter, it says I'm new.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is having a fantastic week. I know it's a little cold, little colder than normal here in Florida, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, this is going to be your mandatory captains meeting for the Fellsmere Stick Marsh event that's happening this Saturday. So we'll give a little bit more time for some folks to hop on. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll make sure this is short and sweet. If you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section below. We will be able to answer those in a timely manner. But yeah, got quite a few people already hopped on. Christopher Lindsay, Todd, he said, bring gear. I'm bringing cash. So Lindsay, reach out to Todd and let him know what you want so he can make sure if he has it, he can get it for you. But yeah, Todd put me on some of these hand warmer deals today, so I went out to Home Depot and I bought some. I'm going to give them a try, but I also bought a pair that we're going to be giving away at the championship, or not the championship. We're going to be giving away this weekend as well. A pair of hand warmers. I don't know how often we're gonna need them, but
too bad it's going to be Saturday or 70 on Saturday.
It's going to be beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? What's the weather look like? I hadn't even looked.
Nice little brisk breeze. Last I looked, it was like 8 to 12 with 26-mile gusts.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's typical Florida winter fishing there. Okay.
Yeah.
Fellsmere. Typical.
Yeah. All right. So we already got about 19 people hopping on, and we're around the 3.5 minute mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive into the mandatory captains meeting portion. There are some things that I need to hit on before we end in regards to wrapping up taxes and everything for last year. And I'm going to give a brief synopsis of what's going on there for 17 anglers in our club that are going to be getting 1099s this year. So definitely stay tuned and listen in on that. If I call your name out at that point, I'm missing some information from you guys, so check your emails. If I call your name out at the end of this captain's meeting, please check your email. I have sent you guys all emails. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started with the captain's meeting here for the Fellsmere Stick Marsh event. I'll go over just some of the main details like I normally do. Sean will go over the boundaries and launches and that sort of thing, and Todd will hit safety again. And then Clutter here is going to be monitoring the can you monitor the comments, Clutter?
I gotta figure out how to do that I don't have the app.
I got it.
Okay, well then, Clutter, you just sit there and look pretty.
Thank you. I'll try.
And tell us what we need to do to catch fish on headwaters. So, but real quick, for Saturday's event, right now we're sitting at 26 anglers that are signed up. Registration closes Friday night, tomorrow night at 11:59 Eastern time. So make sure you get signed up. Launch time. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth, but launch time is going to be at 6:30 like it normally is for every other event. Lines in is still going to be at 7. Lines out is going to be at 3. Last photo submission is 3:30. And then mandatory check-in at the Stick Marsh Boat Ramp Pavilion, where we've had it every year previously, it's at 4:15. So none of those times have changed from any other event, so nothing too crazy there. And then one thing I'll say about the launch situation for headwaters, it is busy at the boat ramp there. What happened?
The comments,
The comment police. Yeah.
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 Don't give Ned too many.
Yeah, I can't give them too many responsibilities.
No.
So one thing I will hit on real quick, in regards to if you plan on launching from the Headwaters boat ramp or the Fellsmere boat ramp, is be prepared to wait in line for the duck hunters. There's been anywhere between 30 to 40, maybe 50 duck hunters boats waiting to launch that hour before sunrise. So the one thing we will say in regards to that is, as you are waiting in line out there in the on that main roadway, park all the way to the right as possible. But you guys can start staging your kayaks if you're on a trailer as you're waiting out on that road before you enter the parking lot. So whenever everyone is able to enter an hour before sunrise, you can get in line and just dump your kayak and then go park your vehicle and your trailer. Um, there is a timeline in which you're able to enter that parking lot. It's an hour before sunrise, so 6:10, right? 6:10 is going to be that
Yeah,
that time.
it specifically says 7:13 sunrise, but we'll back it up a few minutes to 6:10. But like if we drive by there and you're in the parking lot at 05 or 5 a.m., you're
Yeah,
going to be DQ'd.
you're going to be disqualified. It's a very simple. You are disqualified. The duck hunters are going to be parked outside there as well, and most likely blocking the entranceway. Anyways, there's one truck that can fit in there with a trailer, and they're typically there waiting for that hour. So do not try to go around them. Do not try to do anything crazy. The best thing that you can do is just get your kayak ready so that you're not holding up the line. Don't get inside the parking lot and then start rigging your kayak up and getting it ready and having people behind you. Be courteous of everybody, and make sure that your rig is set up. I don't know what's Doug saying. Doug, we usually get an hour before lines in. It's been
It's been 30
6:30.
minutes.
It's been 30 minutes this entire year. So 6:30 is your available launch time. That has not changed. So I'm not sure exactly where that it did change for one event, but that was for safety reasons. But yeah, no, 30 minutes. Um, yes, the duck hunters stage outside on that road well before an hour. They are out from every time I've been down there. They haven't been entering that parking lot. You guys are not allowed to enter that parking lot until that hour before sunrise. Period. So just be smart about that. There is, if that parking lot gets filled up with kayakers, boaters, and duck hunters, there is an alternate, an overflow parking across the street there, and it has a big sign that says overflow parking with an arrow pointing over there to it. So you guys can more than welcome to park there. And then also for the Stick Marsh side of it, that boat ramp generally, every time I've been down there, is normally pretty empty, and there's a huge grass parking lot over there on the north end of that parking lot that is for access parking there as well. But yeah, I think I hit that pretty well. We are going to have folks at the Headwaters boat ramp making sure that folks are not entering that parking lot before that hour, just because of legal reasons and insurance reasons for the Headwaters folks. They got that put in place for a reason. Just because you see other people doing it does not mean that it is legal or allowed. So just make sure that you guys do that. Yes, Clutter.
Yeah, there's a brand new Publix right nearby. So if you're looking for a place that you want to take up on a parking lot and sleep, that's probably the place to do it at, not
Yeah.
the boat ramp.
Yeah, definitely. Those duck hunters get there pretty early. I went by at 5 one morning, and there was literally like 40 boats up along the road waiting. And also, don't go speeding down that road. They're in camouflage, and they like to hang out in the middle of the road. So go slow. Don't hit any duck hunters. If you guys are passing by them to get to the Stick Marsh and the kayak launch, there, go slow. It says 15 miles an hour, but people are zipping by it. It is fully, like, it's not paved, but they have done millings out there, so it's a lot better than what it has been. So just be aware of that.
To answer kind of like camping at boat ramps, right? Like 24-hour boat ramps. Technically, if like camping could be considered, I'll tell you my one experience being stopped by FWC. I was racked out of my truck at a ramp, and FWC is just like, you're not allowed to camp here. And I was like, but I'm not camping. I'm just waiting for to get a little closer to the AM before I launch my kayak. They're like, well, you can't sleep at the boat ramp. Like, and it's the same way, same with Clewiston, boat ramp on Okeechobee. The sheriff came by and they're like, if you're launching, you're good any hour of the day, but sleeping at the boat ramp, technically, it's at your own risk. Like you're subject to probably potentially get a ticket. They normally don't. You guys were out there with us at Orange Lake last month, and FWC showed up, and she could have easily said, "Hey, you guys need to leave." But it's one of those things. Generally, it's not an issue, but some places are a little bit more strict about it than others. So that's where I'll leave it. It's at your guys' own risk, correct?
Yeah, and there's absolutely no parking or sleeping at the Headwaters boat ramp. The Stick Marsh one is a little different since it's
a
open.
24-hour ramp.
It's a 24-hour ramp, and I know last year Alan Reed stayed there in his motor coach.
And realistically, I mean, 99% of the time nobody says anything to you, but realistically, they could come out there, FWC or local law enforcement, and say, "Hey, you can't sleep at this ramp."
FWC will be out there. It is duck season, and they are out there trying to catch people illegally hunting on the Headwaters boat ramp or the Headwaters launch. So they are out there and they are patrolling. I've seen 3 or 4 of them out there the last couple times that I've been out there pre-fishing. So just be aware of that. Make sure everyone has a valid fishing license, and making sure that their kayak is registered. And they have all of the necessary safety items, which Todd will go over here momentarily. But make sure you guys are squared away, because the duck hunters are out there and they are going to be fishing that northwest quadrant of the lake. Whenever Sean brings up the map and goes over what that water looks like, he'll highlight where that area is. We've been out there many, many, many times with the duck hunters. Be aware of your surroundings, but they're pretty far up on the tucked in that north end of that lake, northwest end of the lake. There are a few that kind of find their way out into the opening over there, and they're in boats and they hunt that way. But for the most part, they're really tucked up into that thick stuff on the northwest end. So just be aware of it. If you feel like you're too close, I would probably get out of their way.
Yeah, Frizzy just brought it up too. I was going to bring it up when I talked launches too. It's the same way. The hour before on the kayak launch side.
Yep.
We got to wait till that 6:10 time frame. Then you guys can go ahead and start going on the other side of the gate and bringing your kayaks down the hill to the kayak launch. So.
Yep. Stage them at your truck and leave them right there, and then you can stage your kayak up within that 1 hour. I'm gonna be down there at the Stick Marsh boat ramp, making sure everyone's squared away there. Doug Wilson has a good suggestion there, and this is what I was talking to. He says, I suggest you line up on the Fellsmere Grade Road, rig up on the road, and launch when they open the S Canal ramp. Absolutely. That's what all the duck hunters are doing, and that's what I would highly suggest you guys do as well. That makes the most sense.
They're pretty quick at that Headwaters ramp.
The duck hunters,
I know the line looks pretty daunting, but those guys get in and out, and it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Yeah, and what we'll talk to real quick is the S Canal, and Sean. Well, actually, I'm not going to get into it. I'll let Sean talk about that and what it's going to look like with those duck hunters and those boats going down that S Canal as kayakers are also going down that canal. I would hug the far left-hand side of that canal as you go down, and let those boats pass over your right-hand shoulder, and be smart and vigilant about that as well. Make sure you have your 360 lights and everything intact so that you can be seen. Don't assume. Safety is paramount, but also just know that those duck hunters are going out there and they're going to try to get out of the way. So I'm going to toss it over to Sean. Are you ready to go over the short list of eligible launches and the boundaries?
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's pinned in at the top of the Florida Kayak Bass Trail official members page. Eligible launches and boundaries. So you got Headwaters boat ramp 610. You can enter the parking lot 610. You can enter the kayak launch. Stick Marsh boat ramp. You can put your kayak in earlier into Stick Marsh if you want to and stage it on the bank. Just don't clog up in and around the boat ramp at the Stick Marsh boat ramp launch. So those are the 4 locations I'm tracking. The Stick Marsh kayak launch is open and you can use that. So if you want to launch in the Stick Marsh out of kayak launch on the right, and to the left is Headwaters kayak launch. Both of those are eligible to boundaries. Cut and dry, you just got to stay within the confines of the levee of Stick Marsh and Headwaters. The only thing I have marked as out of bounds is that east-west canal on the far north side of Headwaters.
Do you have that map, Sean, or no?
I don't have it pulled up right now. I'll drop a picture of it on the Facebook group chat. When I start sharing Google Maps, it starts getting laggy.
Todd, do you have it or no? I know we had it out on our last.
Just give me a minute. I'll pull it up. It should be fine.
I just want the anglers to see what we're talking about. While we're doing that, can you talk about levee and accessing both bodies of water during the tournament?
Yes, and if you're fishing Stick Marsh or vice versa Headwaters, and you're like, I'm going to go to one or the other, and I'm going to cross over to levee to do so, that is not allowed. You're not allowed to drag your kayak over to levee from Stick Marsh into Headwaters. If you want to switch lakes, you got to go back to the ramp or the kayak launch and relaunch either at the other launch or other boat ramp, if that makes sense. For no fishing areas, the S Canal, you're not allowed to fish in the S Canal. All right, and if you're traveling down the S Canal, just Chris brought it up last week, I believe, when we were on here. Generally, what we practice when the boats are coming down the S Canal, we just kind of stop, pull off to the side, and face our noses in towards the center of the canal, and hop over that wake and continue on once the boats get passed by. So just be careful if for whatever reason you're in a shallower gunnel or more tippy boat. Just be aware and wake. Some guys, generally, for the most part, they're all like, I've had very few bad experiences on Headwaters around the boats. And we can sit here and talk about the whole night about how many boaters went by us on Headwaters that we felt were going too fast. But for the most part, everybody's pretty good about passing kayakers, and it's not an issue. I think that's about it. Let's see.
You want to talk about
open for fishing south of Pump House Canal.
I think we're pulling up the.
So very specifically in the rules for Headwaters, right on the sign at the entrance, it says no fishing in the S Canal. I will dig into it and research it a little bit more just to verify if the Pump House Canal. But I'm tracking it's no. It says no fishing in the S Canal. It's very, very cut and dry to me. But zoom in on the north side, please. Yeah. Right in that center of Headwaters.
It says right where it says no. Keep going up to the north end. Yep.
Right here.
Go left a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, that canal right there on the north end of Headwaters. As he goes further to the left, you'll see the pin where I dropped it right in there. That canal is off limits. All right, that's the only off limits area right there. You're not fishing in that canal running east-west on the north side of Headwaters. Pending that, I mean, you can fish all the way down to Egan on Headwaters. Everything's fair game except the S Canal. And Stick Marsh, you can fish all of Stick Marsh all the way down into Farm 13. You can fish at north end up to the spillway, but you can't you can't cross over the little airboat rumble strips or whatever those things are called and go back in the canals on the northwest side of Stick Marsh. But any questions on that? That is all I have for you. Pretty clear, cut and dry launches and boundaries.
Go back to the Fellsmere boat ramp for me, please.
You're gonna go to the overflow parking?
Yeah. So, well, zoom out a little bit. So, right there, where at the where kayakers can stage, before that 6:30 mark, if they're able to get in the water before that and get their kayak launched, you guys can stay out of the way of the other boaters and kayakers. You guys can launch and stay in that immediate square pond right there. You guys cannot enter that S canal, but you can kind of stage your kayak in that area away from all of the other boaters and whatnot. And once 6:30 hits, you're able to enter that S canal to head towards your fishing spot. Todd, if you want to go over to the Stick Marsh side,
no fishing in the S canal, Doug.
Yes, yeah, no fishing, no fishing in the S canal. Period. Your fish will be denied. Okay, so scroll in a little bit to that area for me, Todd. So, for those of you that are launching out of the Stick Marsh boat ramp, that the immediate staging area there is going to be to that north end right there above. So you guys can kind of stage in and around that area. You cannot enter the Stick Marsh Lake. You can just stay where that boat is to the north of it. By Todd up on the right up there in north. That's where you guys can park and wait until that 6:30 time frame. And then for the kayaks down at the bottom, go to the kayak launch, Todd. You guys can stay into that immediate, little bit on the headwater side. You can stay right there in that immediate pond before you can go underway at 6:30. Right there, yep, where that cursor is. There is a kayak launch on the Stick Marsh side too. It's right there on that, just on the other side of where. Yep, right in there. You can launch a kayak down there as well.
Yeah.
But pending any questions on that, again, nothing crazy has changed. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us in regards to, or reach out to Sean in regards to any of the boundaries and launches. Todd, if you do want to go to the overflow, back out a little bit, I'll kind of address where the overflow parking is. So for Stick Marsh, it's going to be, go up a little bit, Todd. The Stick Marsh overflow parking is right there where that cursor is. Okay. The meetup is going to be, can you zoom in on those pavilions down there, Todd? The meetup for the award ceremony is going to be at those two pavilions right there at the Stick Marsh boat ramp. That's where we're going to be doing our award ceremony at 4:15. If you are fishing, if you are not trailering your kayak and you have it either on the top of your car or in the bed of your truck, please utilize those spots right next to the pavilion and or the overflow grass parking. Please do not take up the boat parking there, the trailer parking, if you are not planning on trailering a kayak. There's plenty of parking along the north end of that boat ramp, or the ramp. There's 3 parkings by the bathrooms, and there's handicap parking right there to the south end of that boat ramp.
Frizzy, are you talking about the up by the spillway on the far north end of Stick Marsh?
That's open.
Yeah, it's open. Anything within the levees, the confines of Stick Marsh is eligible fishing water. If you can get to it in your kayak, you can fish it. You just can't portage over one of the levees or airboat ramps into a separate canal or separate body of water. If that answers your question.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be everything in regards to the Stick Marsh and the Fellsmere / Headwaters, like boundaries and whatnot. I'm going to go over to Todd now and have him go over some of the safety stuff. So, hey, real quick, Andrew Cordero, their signage that says no fishing, that's seasonal. But Todd, zoom in for me real quick to that north end, by that north end of Stick Marsh. Those islands there are off-bound, or you can't access those islands. The water is still fishable, but you're going to see those little white dots. Those are signs saying that you guys cannot enter. It's migratory birds that go there and they nest during I think right now is when it starts. So you are able to go past that, but yes, you cannot enter that little area right there, that little cut through. You can't get onto the into the woods, but there's no reason for you guys to do that. But yes, if it says no fishing, I don't know what exactly the dates are. There are dates on there. It's there. There's a time frame. So just make sure that you are not that it's not now, but I'm almost certain that it might be, Sean. But just read the signs, and if it says no, then I probably wouldn't go back there.
Yeah, if there's signs, then if the clients
Yeah.
clearly say no fishing, then there's no fishing.
Yeah, it's migratory. It's bird habitat.
Okay, then wherever, use common sense. If there's signs that says there is no fishing,
Yep.
don't go fishing. Are you talking about in that North Canal?
Yeah.
All
It's
those
just
pink,
that
all those pink birds.
Yeah, it's that time of the year.
Yeah, the
I think
flamingos are back.
Yeah. Kayak launch is yes, it can get soft and muddy, but again, it's part of kayak fishing. We were out there and it was muddy, but at the end of the day, you'll make sure you will have a cart. It's about 60 meters or so down, 60 to 80 meters down from the gate to get there. Shouldn't have any problem. Have someone help you so that you guys can get in the water fairly safe. Be smart about it. We'll be there to help if we need to.
How many feet is that?
I don't know.
I'm just messing with you.
It's about 500, 600 feet from the ramp. It's not bad. We launched from the kayak launch just to see how difficult it was. It wasn't bad, other than breaking a steering triangle. That was the only damage done. Everything else, it was actually pretty easy. Richard Bruce asked, "Does the S Canal end at ditch 13?"
There is no fishing in the S Canal. It's clearly
It
very cut
is
and dry and to
a
the point.
Yep. And trust me, we're gonna know. We're gonna be able to know if you're obviously fishing in the S Canal. Those fish will be denied, and since we've been saying this for the past 20 minutes, you're gonna get a phone call or a text message from me if you are fishing in the S Canal.
No, so you're gonna have boat hunters at both locations, Amy.
Yeah, there are
all the mud boats are gonna go to the boat ramp. All the little John boats, canoes, duck boats that are
But
tiny.
no,
And
what she's asking is that area where they hunt.
they're all over that northwest 4,000 acres.
Yeah,
That
but
northwest quadrant.
we launched from there, and I maybe saw 2 or 3 boats that were duck hunting, and it sounded like World War II out there. That rule is pretty simple and self-explanatory, but yes, we can definitely explain it. Some members have actually been disqualified from this event due to that infraction. So, give me a second and let me pull it up for you here, and we will talk about the solicitation rule for you guys. Let me pull it up here so that I don't lose it. Okay. So, information gathering, for those of you that don't know, because it's a great point to bring up, is when are you violating a rule? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about we'll talk about that and we'll cover it. So on section 5 of our rules, there's 4 paragraphs there, and I'm gonna go through each 4 of them. We've posted it. We've talked about it on previous podcast or previous shows as well. It's the purchasing of or bartering for information about locating or catching fish on tournament waters, other than through commercially available sources. Is not permitted during the official practice period. So you have a 30-day window. Within 30 days of a tournament, uh, through the conclusion of the tournament. So any use of or communication with a guide or guide services, pertaining to tournament waters within that 30-day period is prohibited other than through publicly available sources. Okay, so now in the third paragraph, we talk about what that is. So quasi-public websites, blogs, and/or social media pages set up for specific purposes of sharing information with individuals or small groups of individuals are not publicly available sources. So what's publicly available is if they post on it and you're on there and you see it, that's fine. You cannot go on there soliciting information. Hey, what's this lake doing? Or what are the fish biting on? What is this? What some of our anglers have been doing recently on some of the headwater pages. So those anglers have been notified and have been disqualified for that event because they were within that 30-day window. Any collaboration with other competitors for the purpose of sharing or pooling winnings is strictly prohibited. So if you and like three buddies are going together to try to share an information in order to take first place and you guys are splitting the wins, that there is prohibited from our tournament as well. Did that answer that question, Doug? So the perfect example would have been the two anglers that reached out on the Headwaters page a couple weeks, within a week ago, asking for information about headwaters. Okay, that has rendered them ineligible to fish this event due to that. So it's a very simple rule. If it's out there and someone's posted it and you're a member of that page, it's a private group. It's not a public page. That is a private Facebook group there as well. So that's hopefully that answers your question. I don't see any other further comment about it, so I think we're good. They are not hunting on Stick Marsh, Chris O'Razi. I thought trying to go through the comments here. Okay. How about fellow anglers fishing the same event? What do our rules say? Todd, is that allowed?
Any collaboration with other competitors for the purpose of sharing or pooling winnings is strictly prohibited. So, if you are trying to share information to pull together
as long as you're
and split the winnings, there you go.
So Doug says so. So when you're out with your buddies BSing and all that, that's fine as long as you guys aren't coming together to pull your winnings. It's authorized. You guys, as long as you guys aren't going into it to try to jip out the competition and split winnings, then you're good to go. I think everyone in kayak bass fishing does that. So I think it'd be kind of crazy for us to even verify that that's even going on. But also, So the one thing that I find quite funny, or quite not funny, quite interesting, is individuals going out and asking for this information on those websites, and social media is the easiest way to get you disqualified if you're not following the rules. I think in our club, a lot of you guys can be attest to that, from our championship down to multiple events this year where anglers have posted, said, or did things on social media in which we have seen that has resulted in anglers being disqualified from events. So again, we monitor those sites. And we definitely monitor social media to make sure that anglers are following the rules and the standards that we have for the club, and we are enforcing those rules and those standards to no fault to those anglers that they just didn't know and they weren't aware of it, and they're fantastic people. Now they know what the rule is and what it means. So if you guys have questions on the rules and what they mean and what's allowed and what's not allowed, reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer those questions. We have found that a lot of anglers aren't reading the rules, and they're just simply having these minor rules infractions that are causing them a disqualification, where it comes down to not having a valid fishing license, not information sharing and gathering, going out on a boat, and fishing a boat within the 30-day window practice period has disqualified anglers for this particular event as well. So make sure you guys read those rules. You check a box before when you sign up and register for these events, saying that you fully understand and comply, and that you plan on or that you will comply with those rules. And failure to do so will result in disqualification from those events. I'm going to turn over now to Todd to go over some of the safety stuff before we forget it. And then we'll answer and monitor any questions that you guys may have in the comment sections before we move on to the final part of this live.
All right. Well, first and foremost, as we talk about time, is wear your PFD. Thank you, Ryan Richards. That is the one thing. Always wear your PFD. The only way you can get your PFD off is if you are changing a shirt or a jacket or something. If it's been raining, you got your rain jacket on and it quits raining and you want to take it off. You can take your PFD off for just a minute, take the jacket off, put your PFD back. Make sure you always have your PFD on. All right. If it is raining, wearing your rain jacket must be under your PFD. Your PFD has to be on top of your rain jacket. You cannot wear the rain jacket over your PFD. I know some clubs or whatever may allow it. We do not. Okay. Lights. If we're launching before daylight, you must have a 360 light on high with a flag. The flag has to be flying at all times, but your 360 light has to be on for daylight or low light hours. If you're running a motor, you have to have navigation lights on the front, your red greens. Make sure they're on, they're working. All right. Again, I said the flag and the light, it must be above your head. So we can't have one that's just sitting down low on your kayak. It must be above your head, flying. And higher the better, because especially since there are duck hunters out there, airboats, whatever. We just want all of you guys to be safe, not get run over. Be vigilant of the wind, the waves, the boaters that are coming down this canal. We do not want you guys to get flipped. We do not want you to we don't want you to have to lose any equipment either, right? Because that stuff is expensive. But most and foremost, we do not want you to lose your life. So wear your PFD, be vigilant, watch out for boaters, watch out for waves, watch out for the wind. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it on safety.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. Make sure you guys in the morning and potentially raining. So just make sure that you guys are have the proper clothing in regards to that, so that you guys are squared away and able to actually get out there and go fish. Sun should be up by the time that we get there. It looks like the heaviest or the strongest wind's going to be in the morning, and then it's going to kind of taper off throughout the day. But also in the morning, that looks like when we have our higher chance of rain as well. So just make sure you got some good rain gear out there, just so that you're not fishing wet and cold all day. We don't want you guys also to get out there and get sick. Go to the store if it is cold. Pick up some of those hand warmers. They're $17 at the Home Depot. They're electronic, and they last 7 hours a thing, so that's pretty good.
And they're hot.
Yes. Blake Abbey did bring something up, guys. He did reach out to me. There is going to be Jeff. He is going to be with the Florida Sportsman magazine. They are doing a March issue is going to be Florida, and Florida Sportsman is going to be about kayaks. So if you see a guy out there in a kayak taking photos of you, he's not there to kind of steal your spot or whatever. He is going to be capturing photos for that edition of the Florida Sportsman. If you guys do not want to have photos taken of you, just say, hey, don't want photos taken of me, and he can go about his way. But yeah, Blake, thanks for reaching out in regards to that. We're glad that he's able to come out and take some photos for that magazine.
I was going to interrupt just to do some clarification, right? Escanal down to, what is it, ditch 13 or whatever it's called. S Canal is off limits. And if you get into ditch 13, that east-west canal, pump house canal, whatever you want to call it, you can fish in there. But once you get back in the 45 all the way down to Three Fingers, there's a sign down there by Three Fingers. And it says no fishing right here. Once you get past that sign, beyond that sign going south, you're back in the eligible fishing water. So the 45, once S Canal comes down like this, then you can hang a right in the pump house canal or ditch 13. You hang a right, then you can hang a slight left into the 45. The 45 becomes no fishing. We're not saying you can't be outside of the 45, and once you're outside of the 45, you can fish. If you catch fish and you're outside of the 45 or outside of the S Canal, but you're in close proximity, you're going to be fine. We may call you for clarification, be like, hey, you weren't fishing inside the S Canal, right? So get out of those canals. If you want to fish in close proximity, that's fine. We're not looking at DQ you. We're gonna ask the question, be like, hey, you weren't in the canal? You're like, no, I just caught it right beside the canal or whatever, and we'll be fine with it. But if you're not familiar with it, if you go to the Headwaters Facebook page and just click on files, there's maps in there. Andrew Mixon, I think, posted them a long time ago. But you can pull the maps up of Headwaters at that S Canal. Then you'll see the 45 down to Three Fingers. It looks like Three Fingers.
We'll pull it. We'll pull that file and we'll publish it on our page.
Yeah, and I'll make a post on all of it and post some publicly available maps that you guys can look at.
Yeah.
Of Headwaters, just to be clear.
Those are navigational maps that just get people aware of what that body of water is, because it's different than what we typically fish here in Florida. It's a lot of grass, a lot of hydrilla out there. So just be smart. Be vigilant of other boaters. There's not as many bass boats, but right now the fish are biting, and there's some big girls out there. I know quite a few anglers that have been out there pre-fishing and have done really, really well in the past couple of weeks. So I'm really excited to see what those. And someone had mentioned earlier, duck hunters are present in the winter, but there's 100 boaters out there when it's not the winter, and there's a lot of really good fish being caught out there right now. And this is a fantastic time of the year to be out there fishing. There is a cold front, so I'm not sure exactly what that is going to do to the fish as far as shutting them down, but they're still eating. They're still, you're still out there going to go out there and catch fish. So I'm excited to see what the total number is going to be. But we are definitely fishing Headwaters at the right time. I can tell you that right now. If you find them, there's going to be some good numbers put up for sure, and some big girls being caught. So super excited about that. I do want to take this time. I do notice that we're kind of dwindling down on our number of viewers. So hopefully anglers are watching this from start to finish, so that they don't forget something, and then they come back whenever we have to have a conversation with them, and they get upset whenever we have to either, disqualify them or take away some of their fish for not, listening. So hopefully they're all squared away. Normally everyone is. So how many inches will it take to win this? I'm thinking top 3 is going to have over 95 inches.
Scott, how many inches are you going to catch? And that'll give us a good number.
Scott, for those of you that don't know, this is Scott Gibbons Home Lake. The dude is a legend out on Headwaters. So I'm excited to see what Harrelson or what Scott Gibbons puts up. And the Harrelson said 103 1/4. Hey, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say this. I'll let that individual talk about it if he wants to. I want to bring him on, an individual on after the post-tournament meetup. But there's been an angler in our club has went out there and caught a 10 plus in practice. So that's super exciting. Hopefully another one of those is caught during the tournament, because right now our lunker pot is looking good. We're sitting at about $700 right now in 3 events for our lunker. So that's going to be a great payout at the end of the year, and hopefully one of those bastards finally gets Headwaters. I think Orange Lake has been the lake that's produced the 2 lunkers so far. So hopefully the Headwaters can produce one. I do want to take this time now. If you're watching, you haven't put your name in the comment section below. Make sure if you're watching this after the live that you drop your name in the comment section below so that you can receive credit for this mandatory captains meeting. We are taking names down, but real quick, I do want to bring up the 1099s for 2024. I am working on filing taxes for the club. And there's quite a few of you guys that I have sent an email to in regards to obtaining your W-9s. So when you win money in the club in these tournaments, you guys are required to supply us with a W-9 so that we can keep that on file for tax season. So that expedites us to allow us to file 1099s for you guys to claim that on your taxes. So any angler that receives over $600 from our club in a fiscal year, in a calendar year, will be getting a 1099 from us at the end of the year. And at this moment, we have 17 anglers in 2024 that received over that $600 threshold. So you guys need to check your emails so that you guys can send me your W-9 so that I can finish filing those 1099s and get those to you by January 31st. That's what the IRS stated. So I need to have those sent out by January 31st is my deadline, but I'm going to get them sent out sooner so that you guys can file your taxes in a timely manner. So I don't have that list actually available. If I pull it up right now, it will kick me off of this live stream. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through it here real quick. And I have Hunter Taylor. Hunter Taylor, I need your W-9. Seth Taylor, I need yours. Wendy Biles, I need yours. Blake Johnson, I think he already sent me his. And Jeff Gallagher. And who is this? Jason Denise as well. I need Jason Denise's. So I'm going to make a post on the members only page. I sent an email out, but I haven't gotten responses from those folks. So please check your email, respond to me so that I can get you guys your 1099s. But that's all I have in regards to that. Last year, we paid out $30,000 in winnings last year. That's what our club brought in, and that's what we gave back out to you guys. That's $30,000 worth of prize money that was given away in those 10 events last year, 10, 11 events that we did. And to include monthlies, we did monthlies as well, so that increased it a little bit too. But $30,000, that's a lot of money to be given away for for a club like ourselves. So we're super excited about that. We're excited to see what this year brings. I think Sherman Bishop was the number one, the highest earned angler in the FKBT last year. I think for the second year in a row. So Sherman Bishop, good job there, bud. You are killing it. Hopefully we can see you out there on Headwaters this weekend. But that's all I have as in regards to the tax side of everything. So make sure you check your emails. Give me those W-9s. Moving forward, when it comes to if you win first place, Todd is going, or if you win and you're getting paid, we're going to be bringing paper W-9s to the tournaments that you guys can fill out. If you guys do not feel comfortable filling out the paper one, that's completely fine. We're going to hold on to that check until we have an electronic one on file. Once we get the electronic W-9 on file, we will then mail your check out to you. But that's just something that we're going to need. Those W-9s go into a secure full box there inside of our QuickBooks. They get uploaded right into there, and then that's where they stay and helps us automatically generate those 1099s as we go get ready for taxes. So that's how that's going to be moving forward, just so that we can expedite that process. Did I miss anything, Clutter, Sean, or Todd?
I think that's it.
You got it all, sir.
All underneath an hour. That is our main plan here on these captains meetings, to keep it under an hour. Do we have a
David.
title sponsor for this one? We got Big Bass sponsored by Hobie. Cross Kicks is our first place sponsor. Our title sponsors for this year is Strike King, Loose, and Mock. Those are our and Dakota Lithium. So I purchased quite a bit of product from Granger last night. Granger Hieronymus, one of our custom bait dealers, he makes them. I purchased, I think, 8 baits that we're going to be. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for the Headwaters event, but we got rods and reels. We got soft plastic baits, some cross kick tumblers. We got some more things that we're going to be giving away. Some hand warmers that we're going to be giving away at this event. Some hats, so on and so forth. So, but yeah. Anything else?
We could have it sponsored by the Apopka Police Department and Fire Department. He's not paying any attention.
He's listening to the radio right now.
I got muted.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What was that?
This tournament's going to be sponsored by Apopka Police Department and the Fire Department.
Why is that?
You're going to sponsor it.
I'd like to see some of our members come out to our Cops and Bobbers event. That'd be nice.
When's your Cops and Bobbers event? That's great. Let's talk about it.
Every May we hold it. Usually Dick's Sporting Goods is a huge sponsor. I've already reached out to Chris Mitchell. I'm not sure if he'll be ready this year to do anything with Elite Sticks, but we basically partner with, underprivileged kids in the community and take them fishing to a spot on the Wekiva River. It's a good time. There's not many cops that know how to fish that well, so if some of our members want to join and come along, let me know.
Let's do it. Clutter is back-to-back Cops and Bobber champion.
I lost last season to a mudfish. They let mudfish count, so.
Oh, really?
I didn't get my three-peat in, so it's all right. It's a good time, though.
But yeah, no, it is. Once you get that, once you get like a flyer or something, please or send it out to us, and we'll post it to try to see what we can do to get some anglers out there to help with that. But yeah, no, that's awesome that you do that each and every year. We definitely want to be a part of the community in any way that we can, and that's an easy way to get out there. There's some things that we're trying to do. We are going to be doing a kayak. I'm going to get everything set up for that. And doing a pre-sale of tickets here coming after this event. I'm going to be putting my head down and getting that all squared away with Dave over at Action Water Sports on the kayak. And what we're going to do, we're going to be selling 52 tickets. Okay, 52 tickets is what the total number is going to be of tickets that we're going to be selling. So once they're bought, there's going to be no more. So it's going to be we're between 2 kayaks right now. Just trying to figure out what one makes the most sense that we can get on a deal so that we can make as much money as possible to put towards the championship. 1, to pay off the kayak, and 2, because no one at this point has donated a kayak yet. So we're going to purchase it and then price the tickets out based off of pretty much we're just trying to raise about $1,500 towards the championship. In regards to this particular kayak, we do have an NK 180 that we're going to be raffling off as well for those of you. So there's going to be tickets that are going to go up for that to raffling off an NK 180. It's not a brand new one. It was used one time as a demo at a kayak show. But it was given to one of our anglers, Jeff Gallagher, and he has graciously donated it to the club. It's still under warranty. It has everything that you would need in regards to that, the box and all that good stuff. It, like I said, only had been used once as a demo. And we're going to be doing a raffle for that and in a way to raise money for our championship as well, for Angler of the Year and just overall prizes for the championship. So again, we can make it better, even bigger and better than we did last year. We are linking up with Elite Sticks as well. He just finished my rod. I should be picking it up at Headwaters, hopefully. So if you guys want to reach out to Chris Mitchell and get in contact with him in regards to getting a custom rod built. He is doing rods and soft plastics from what I'm understanding. So reach out to him. He's on social media. Everyone knows him in our club. Reach out to him, place your order. But we're also going to be purchasing some rods and some things from him to be given away throughout the season as well, especially at the championship. So if you guys haven't heard as well, we have also opened up and started a FKBT Top 25 challenge. It's going to be your best 25 fish for the year, leading up, and money that we are making, that are the money that is being put towards to that, the registration fee. It's $25. The money that the total number of anglers and the money that is won there or taken in from there is also going to be used to go towards championship proceeds as well. But also, if you're entered in the top 25, we're going to be giving away prizes throughout the year to anglers who are registered in the top 25. Those fish that can be caught anywhere. Sean Spears, he's in North Carolina. He's going to be fishing up in North Carolina. Those fish he can have submitted and count. So when you're fishing any other pre-fishing, when you're fishing any other Bass Nation, Bassmaster, Kayak Adventure Series event, it's going to be your top 25 fish. It also gets you a chance to win some prizes throughout the year. We're going to be doing random raffles, and you're only going to win if you are a registered angler there. So we're not going to be paying out the top three. The whole point of this kayak, that particular online-based tournament is going to be to raise money for the championship. So the more people that get signed up and register for that, the more money that gets put away for the championship, and money also is going to be used to kind of purchase product, and even sponsors are going to be giving us stuff that we're going to be giving away to those anglers. So we're just trying to find out ways that we can raise money to make your championship experience that much more memorable and bigger and better than last year. Can you bank fish in that tournament? It's going to be kayak only there. Kayak out of a kayak.
Watch your mouth, Daryl.
And Ryan,
smallmouth, largemouth, spotted,
Yep.
Swanee,
Yep.
shoal bass.
In any bass is eligible for that particular event. So for those of you that plan on traveling around doing a lot of the Bassmaster kayak series, this is a good opportunity for you guys to, one, support the club, but also put yourself in an opportunity to potentially win some pretty cool prizes that we're going to be giving away throughout the year there.
No peacocks, though. Denied.
Yeah, no peacocks.
What about clown
and artificial bait only. It's the same rules apply as our club. Artificial bait only. No shiners. But yeah, if you have any questions on that, it's on Fishing Chaos. It's called the FKBT. Let me verify the actual name. That's kind of silly for me. It is called the FKBT Top 25 Bass. We got 12 anglers signed up so far.
No striper. Denied.
Bass. Black bass.
What about armored catfish, like I caught at Stick Marsh?
Hey, don't let Clutter lie. He caught like 106 inches on Stick Marsh the other day.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why are you telling people my secrets, bro?
Hey, real quick, for those of you, I know that hopefully you guys made it this far and you guys were able to make it. The mandatory captain's meeting portion is over at this point. Make sure that you do drop your name in the comment section below if you're watching this afterwards. And we'll see you guys on Saturday at the boat ramp, either if you're at Headwaters or at Stick Marsh. I'm not sure who's going to be at the Headwaters ramp. I know myself, I'm going to be down at the Stick Marsh parking lot. But we will definitely, if you guys need anything, reach out to us. You have my phone number, Sean. Todd will be there. Clutter will be there. So just reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any questions you guys may have. Make sure you guys, if you need anything, to reach out. But we're looking forward to the Headwaters Stick Marsh event there this Saturday. But yeah, that's all I have, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and joining us tonight. Be safe. have fun, and we'll see you guys on Saturday, January 11th. Okay. But yeah, tight lines.
Peace out.